And I just can't emphasize enough that people want economic opportunity. They want a place to be able to raise their family. They want a place to be educated. They want growth. And
many nonprofits across Maryland are in financial distress and closing their doors. One of the main reasons is financial uncertainty due to the withdrawal of federal funds that were awarded but not received.
Some of the funds align with causes that the current administration does not support. For example, environmental funding, funding for diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives.
And funding for the arts and mental health services. Amy Pitkosik, executive director of the Community Law Center, which provides pro bono legal services for nonprofits, says they've had a sharp increase in clients struggling to survive.
I think at the simplest form, community development is improving a community based on the needs and the wants and the desire of that set community. So if that's new housing, if that's new businesses, if that's encouraging education opportunities or more institutional opportunities, the crux of community development is listening to our communities.
So we are very, very serious and have a sense of urgency regarding affordable housing, that the elderly of this city are homeless. A large percentage of our elderly I think citizens. It's economic discrimination. Families not having proper housing located in an area where there are not schools, because schools are being shut down. It's like a vicious cycle. If you're not employed, so you don't have the money to buy or rent, and if you do have the money, you may not be able to buy near a school, and so you don't have access to education. And if you don't have access to education, you won't have access to employment. And if you don't have employment, you don't have you don't have money to buy a house or to rent a decent house for your family. And it goes on and on and on and on until the quality of life for the citizens of the major urban city is lowered, and it's diminished, and it's not cared for, and it's not right.
We want the people that we see in our communities and neighborhoods to be able to afford to live here in our communities and in the state. And also that it's going to take a movement, right? It's going to take a matter of changing laws, looking at policies, but really getting people on board to want to have more affordable housing options and to really develop in the places that are prime for development.
Our job on earth is really to help our neighbor. That's our purpose, to help somebody else. Policy is important. The obvious is funding. I mean, in order to do the work that we do, all nonprofits or community-based organizations, we need funding. We're not selling widgets. We're often providing a service to those in the community. We need to be really diverse in the services that we provide. The advocacy piece is helpful in helping us, just like a real estate development project for housing that's affordable, helping us subsidize the operations, reducing the financial burden as we're continuing to fundraise from other sources, which could be our partners or individuals or foundations. So advocacy is very important in helping organizations with capacity, as well as advocacy for funding for money needed for our projects.
The policy is the framework for which guides all of our work. So it impacts our ability to effectively and efficiently create more affordable housing. It's zoning, it's permitting, it's impact fees. It's also homeowner and tenant protection. So what are the pieces in place that protect our residents that are either moving to homeownership or renting, renters' rights, et cetera. It's also looking at how do we fill the equitable and racial gap, whether it's on housing homeownership, whether it's on rental pieces, and making sure that those policies are supporting families equitably. And so all of that is important for us to effectively provide more affordable housing and to create vibrant communities.
If you don't believe now. I'm living proof that this lady and this man helped me on my journey. I just want you to know you're wonderful. And I want to thank you for believing in me, because I told you before, what's my saying? For all who said I couldn't do it, I'm gonna show them that I care, and I have showed them. You did have showed them. I have showed them.
Youth advocacy is super important because so many decisions are made in rooms that youth do not have access to, and it's really important for us to uplift those voices in the community and constantly do what we can to make sure that everybody feels heard, seen, loved, and felt. Funding is really important on top of that, because if we don't have access to ways to make these things happen, then nothing's gonna get done.
If you hear me say Europe, if you hear me say Europe, all right, so my name's Mr. Eddie Blackstone, and I'm the Baltimore organizer. Everybody knows there's rules we gotta follow, right? And so these rules ain't just in school, these rules is in life. So there's laws that are being made every single day that impact y'all parents. And so what I do, I go around and teach everybody, which may include y'all parents, what those laws are. Now imagine, right? One day y'all came home and all y'all stuff was on the street, how would y'all feel? What if I told y'all right now, there's nothing that's keeping the landlords that y'all parents pay their bills to from kicking y'all out on the street whenever they want to? This is a beautiful area.
Yeah, and it was filled with a lot of culture, a lot of people who love Westport. They still out here now. It's just like they done lost the love for it because of what's going on around them, and they don't know how to solve the problem.